வாழ்க வளமுடன். Next, blessings and its benefits. Assistant Professor Senthil Kumar from Sharjah. வாழ்க வளமுடன்ங்க.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்மா. கேக்குதுங்களாம்மா?
கேக்குதுங்க.
ஓகே, தேங்க்ஸ். கண்டினியூ. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. சிந்தனையை உடல் நலத்தை சீரமைத்து உய்வித்த குருவே வாழ்க. Dear friends, good evening to all. On this Friday evening, after the peaceful Santi meditation, we are going to have food for thought. The topic for today's food for thought is blessing and its benefits. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about what is blessing and why we need it, the secret behind blessing, the theory of wave dynamics, benefits of blessings, and method of blessing. So these are the things we are going to see in today's topic. Now let us start our today's topic by answering the first question, which is what is blessing and why we need it. The act of praising others has been in the culture of the world from long time. So there are many types of praising or blessing, like praising the God, praising the nature, blessing the children, blessing the family members, blessing the newly married couple, and the list keep continuing goes on. The sound that delivered from an individual with an intention that others should live well in the world, that is a word called blessing. This thought that others should live well is the highest in the human culture. Expressing that intention or that thought in words is blessing. So when we bless others to live well, a peaceful movement occurs in the mind. Our Guru Vedatri Maharishi has given us two phrases, and they are Valga Valamudan in Tamil. I want to say in English, live propitiously. That is for living, for blessing for people. Live propitiously. The next one is Valga Vaiyagam. This is a blessing for the world. In English, we can say, let the world be blessed. Valga Vaiyagam, let the world be blessed. That is a blessing for the world. So these are the two phrases given by our Guru Vedatri Maharishi. When we say the phrase Valga Valamudan to others, it is a blessing with a deep message, with an intention that the recipient of the message should obtain all the prosperities in life and should lead an exceptional life. We generally bless others. We don't know what will be the state of the mental frequency when we are blessing. But when we bless others to live well according to the intention of blessing and according to the habit of blessing repeatedly, the level of mental frequency will gradually decreases. Once the mental frequency level decreases, the strength of mind increases, which elevate an individual to realize the divine state. With repeated blessing, one can come out of all their problems in day-to-day life. Also with the blessing, they can also help others to come out of their problems. Now let's see the secret behind blessing. While blessing in Tamil, we use a phrase Valga Valamudan. From this phrase, the word Valga, which contains letter Ra, this is a special character, this is a special letter in Tamil, which is not available in any other languages. When we pronounce the letter Ra, the tongue will fold itself upwards and presses the inner root of the mouth, so the top portion of or inner portion of mouth. This pressure activates the pituitary and pineal glands located deep inside the head and make them function properly or effectively. The pituitary gland is also called as the master gland of the body, which controls and regulates the body functions. The pineal gland is the master gland of the mind. Also, we can say this is a gateway for divine realization. It is used mainly for religious purpose. By pronouncing the word Valga, both the glands are activated, and so both body and mind becomes effective. Pineal gland is also known as the Manonmani in Tamil. Since it gives strength to the mind, the word Manonmani is a combination of three Tamil words. Mana, it's divided into three Tamil words like a Mana, you, and Mani. Mana, which means mind, you meant for insight, and Mani meant for gemstone or bell tongue. Thus, Manonmani means a precious stone, which is the inner object of the mind. So, whenever we say the word Valga Valamudan, we pronounce the letter Ra, then we establish a link with Manonmani. Because of this, the mind of an individual offering the blessing strengthens. Who is offering the blessing, his mind will be strengthened. Simultaneously, the individual's thinking that others should live well, and that blessing also gets executed. At the same time, whatever the blessing he delivered, that is also executed when he performs the blessing by activating the Manonmani. In order to understand how the blessings work, we should understand the principles of wave dynamics. As sky members, we have learned from our sky system that wave dynamics is a fundamental to all the functions happening in the universe. We know the origin and evolution of the universe, living and non-living things in the universe. It's all started from the absolute space, that's a divine state. Due to the self-compressive force, the divine state went through several transformations, like a formative dust particle, and then to energy particles, atoms, elements, and then the Panjabhutas, and finally, the combination of Panjabhutas created the whole universe, including the living creatures on the earth. From this, we know that all the living and non-living objects in the universe are made up of the same raw material and which contains energy particles. The energy particles, which is inside each living and non-living objects, are rotating at a high speed, which is producing a magnetic wave from the living and non-living objects. When the magnetic waves generated from the non-living objects, this is called universal magnetism. And when it is coming, when the same magnetic waves generated from the living things, like the human being, then it is called biomagnetism. From this, we know that the entire universe is well connected with the magnetic waves, including the living and non-living things. And when the biomagnetic wave released from a person, it will interact with the magnetic waves from the universe and from other individuals. Based on the mindset and thought process of both the individuals, this interaction will yield a result, and this interaction will produce a result. In today's modern world, we all have problems and issues in day-to-day life. When you look into the details of these problems and analyze them, then you can realize that most of these problems are mostly connected with other individuals, and it's mostly related with the human connections. This could be, the issues could be within the family members, for example, between husband and wife, or between the parents and children. Also, the issues could be with their friends, issues with the colleagues, co-workers, employees. The problems are issues between the manager and employer. So these are the regular problems what we encounter on our day-to-day life. From a statistics, on an average, every individual come across approximately 80,000 different individuals throughout his lifetime. So if you count from the day from our young childhood till our death, we all come across close to 80,000 people throughout our lifetime. That is an average. And if you consider an individual's personal connections at present time, you can count on your present day connections with your own family, the extended family, friends, and connections at working place and from the society. For a very common man, these count could reach maximum of 100 to 200 people. So this is what a person who may be having connection at existing time. And with these 100 to 200 people with whom he is regularly interacting and they have influence in that individual's life. As we have learned that an individual's most of the problems are related with his personal relationship with his own connections existing at present. And if he could bring a harmony between him and his existing connections, and if he could be able to bring a healthy relation with his existing connection, he could avoid conflicts and the subsequent problems from this conflict. We all know that today's world population is around 780 crores. For a common man to avoid his own problems and to live peacefully, he no need to worry about the whole population of the world. Instead, he just need to focus on his own personal connections existing at present, like the 100 plus individuals. And if he could able to have a good relation with his personal connections, then he can live peacefully and he can avoid the problems from his life. But the bigger question, how to maintain the harmony with these 100 plus individuals? The individual, he can control himself, he can control and moderate himself. But how about the other 100 plus individuals? He don't have any control on those 100 plus individuals. So in this case, what is the solution to improve, to bring a harmony in the relationship between him and the 100 plus individuals? The solution comes from our Guru, Vedatri Maharishi. Our Guru have given us a very powerful tool by offering blessings through the special word in Tamil, Valka Valamudan. How does the blessing helps an individual to create a positive vibe with his connections and maintaining a healthy relationship? For this purpose, we need to understand that how the biomagnetic waves behave when it is released from an individual. When the biomagnetic waves released from an individual, it goes through 5 types of dynamic functions. I want to name those 5 functions. It's a clashing. When the biomagnetic wave released from a person, it will go through clashing, reflecting, refracting, penetrating, and then interacting. When the blessing is completed in the subtle state of mind, that blessing spreads through the space, magnetic energy, and clashes with whoever has been blessed. Then it will be running between both the individuals. This creates a lively interaction between them. This lively interaction will continue throughout the lifetime of both the individuals. Since the blessing gets reflected, the person who gave the blessing also receives the blessing in return. It's not only making the effect to the receiver, it's also coming back to the sender also. He's also benefited. If the receiver gets benefited by the blessing once, the person who sends the blessing benefits twice. If on the other hand, a curse is issued in the place of blessing, then the curse also will be reflected twice to the person issuing the curse. Hence, we should never curse others irrespective of any situation, even if other individual is cursing and harming us. Instead, let us deliver all the time blessing alone to the one, even if he is harming us. Wherever the blessing wave goes around, it will deliver benefits. The habit of blessing shall develop into a culture and enhance the quality of life. In addition, it will diminish the ego and would help to establish good relations with all the objects and the people of the world. It also helps us to live cooperatively by adjusting and helping each other through love and culture. The blessing wave spreads throughout the universe and reaches where it has to reach and offers appropriate benefits and results. It elevates both the person who gave the blessing and the one who received it. So both are mutually benefited from the sender to the receiver. By blessing, we can remove anger and we can avoid enmity. Also, when an individual says Valga Valamudan, his life energy and his view penetrates into the heart of the other person who is receiving the blessing and generates a harmony between both of them and improvises the relationship and improvises the friendship. Blessing wave once created will be running continuously between these two individuals, whether it is thought now or not. Maybe you might be blessed today to a person now. No need to think that it's been completed today itself. It's going to be done continuously till the existence of both individuals. So you can see the benefit till the end of till the time of both individuals. So because of both of them thinking of the welfare of each other mutually will become a routine habit. By repeated blessing, anybody can be transformed into friends. The wrong actions of others can be corrected. Their thoughts can be properly channelized and they can be converted into good people. Now we know that our guru's powerful tool of blessing, we could able to reverse our own fortunes and we could able to live a happy and peaceful life. But here we have a question. Is my blessing will work? And will it yield a result and benefits? Like how if the blessings comes from our Guru Vedatri Maharishi as well as the senior science. So when the similar question was asked to our Guru Vedatri, when this question was asked by a lady once to our Guru Vedatri Maharishi, he replied that each one of our blessing can work and it can deliver fruitful results. To achieve the right outcome through blessing, one should understand and know the method of delivering the blessing. One should understand the correct method of delivering the blessing. In our day-to-day life, we live our life mostly through our senses. And our mental frequency will be in the range of 14 to 40 cycles per second. While practicing meditation, our mental frequency level reduces and it passes through the alpha wave. Also say it's a peace wave, where the frequency is in the range of 8 to 13 cycles per second. When the frequency reduces further, it passes through theta wave, or we can say subtle wave range, where the frequency range is falls in 4 to 7 cycles per second. And finally, by continuing the meditation, we could able to achieve delta wave or divine wave with a frequency range of 1 to 3 cycles per second. So when we pass through subtle wave, that is a theta wave range, that's 4 to 7 cycles per second, we are approaching the divine state and we will get a chance to get unified with the divine state. Once we reach that peaceful state, once we reach the subtle state and offer blessings, even if we offer blessings once, it gives the effect of blessings for 1,000 times. So the blessings delivered at subtle level will be very powerful. That's the reason we always suggest, it's always been suggested by our Guru as well as our seniors to offer the blessing at the end of meditation when our mind frequency will be at subtle level and when our mind is very calm, which can yield the maximum benefits. We can compare this one with the practical example which normally referred by our Guru at several occasions with a bow and arrow. When you pull the string as much as backwards, the arrow can travel that far and reach its target. Likewise, when the mind is calm and when the mind is at subtle level, the blessing can reach the target without any dilution and it can achieve the required results. Now let's see the sequence of blessing. We will start the blessing with the individual himself through auto-suggestion and the protective suggestion. Through auto-suggestion, the individual will bless himself to stay healthy, live long, with enough wealth, fame, and prosperity. And through protective suggestion, he can create a protective shield for himself against all the external factors. The purpose of living long and healthy is not a selfish one. This is required for an individual. The main purpose is to attain the purpose of taking birth of human being in the world. That is, we all know, to realize the divine state. That is our first priority, to be a human being. The second one is we all have a responsibility, social responsibility. We need to return back to the society. We need to accomplish our task, the second task, to accomplish the social responsibility by returning back to the society through the social service. So that's the reason we should have a long life and healthy life. After completing the blessing, we can bless sequentially our spouse, maybe wife or husband, our children, our brothers and sisters, close relatives and friends, associates or colleagues at the workplace. Even if you have any enemies or evildoers, let us pray, let us bless them also, so that they can come out of their problems and they can change their behavior, and you could able to develop a friendly relation with them, so you can convert the enemy into a friend. Okay, so you are doing blessing to them for their own betterment. Okay, the next one is bless the whole world, and again bless the rain. Okay, so these are the sequence of blessing. Now we come to the conclusion part of today's discussion. From today's topic, we have discussed in detail about blessing, the secret behind blessing, the theory of wave dynamics, benefits of blessings, and the method of blessing. From this discussion, now we know that the blessing is a very powerful tool given to us by our Guru Vethathiri Maharishi to live a peaceful and a happy life. By following and applying the correct method of blessing learned from our sky system, we would be able to improve our relationship with all our associates, that would be from family as well as from our workplace and as well as from the society, and we would be able to come out of all life related issues or problems. So before concluding today's session, I would like to take a couple of examples related to today's topic. As we all live in the modern scientific world, and if I say the blessing is having a lot of benefits, but the common man, he need a evidence. So everyone needs an evidence to accept the benefits of blessing. That's the reason I want to take a couple of examples. So the first one I want to refer to our own sky system. I want to refer to our senior sky professor, Dr. Laxmanan. He's working as he's also a director of project WCSC Directorate Vision for Wisdom R&D. And he did several researches from on the ant plants, since he is also from agriculture industry. For his research, he took plants like rose, okra, that's a lady's finger, and then the rice plant. In his research, for each plant item, he used two sets of samples. So one set of samples, he used to do the blessing, and another set of samples, he just left it as it is without any blessings. But both samples used to receive the similar amount of water and other items for growth. Okay, but the only thing difference is the one set of samples get blessings, the another set of plants that doesn't get blessings. After some time, when the yield period comes at the end, the plants, when you took the inspection of both the plants which received the blessing, which produced better yielding compared to the plants which haven't received the blessings. The yielding, it was almost 50 to 100% higher than the plants which haven't received the blessing. So you can see the difference in the yield percentage. It's almost close to 100% compared to the one was receiving the blessing to the to the one which is not receiving the blessing. And one more classical example from these experiment, out of the three, the different plant, the rose plant, normally when the rose plant, when it's produced the flower, normally it's have thorn under the flower. But the rose plant which received the blessing from Dr. Lakshmanan Ayya or Guru Ji's research, which haven't produced a thorn in the flower, even though it produces more number of flowers in the same plant compared to the other one, but none of the flower was having thorn. That's a mullu. In Tamil, it's called mullu. Okay, so that is a classical example which I want to share with you. The second example I want to use from an international location. For this, I want to say the Japanese pseudoscientist Masaru Emoto, who did several researches on water. As per him, as per his researchers, the water exposed to positive speech or exposed to the blessings and thoughts would result in visually pleasing crystals which being formed when the water was frozen. Okay, this is, we got a very pleasing or very pleasant crystal when the water received a positive vibe through the blessings and the positive speech and thoughts. At the same time, he also noticed ugly frozen crystal formation when the negative blessing or negative intention or negative thoughts given to the other set of other set of water, you can say water sample. So this is another example which I want to share, that is from international, from Japanese pseudoscientist conducted by Masaru Emoto. Besides this, I do also have my own personal experiences. I can say both from a family level as well as from workplace level. With the blessing, I could able to bring in my several occasions harmony among team members as well as with my colleagues, where I would able to resolve the crises as well as some issues on time to time basis. Okay. So from today's session, I hope that I would able to share some of the thoughts from our group with respect to the topic blessings and benefits. And I hope this will be beneficial for all of us. And let us all practice blessings in our day-to-day life and enjoy the benefits of the same. With this note, I would like to conclude the session. If you have any feedback, please feel free to post it at the chat box. Thanks for your valuable time to hear me. And thanks a lot to our Sky system for giving me this opportunity. May the Almighty Force shower us with good health, long life, enough wealth, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
நன்றிங்க ஐயா. வாழ்க வளமுடன். அடுத்ததாக